I'm going to ask you a couple of questions just to reiterate some of the important things. Being the first headache ever that you had like this was how long ago?
About 4 or 5 years ago.
Haven't really had one since then?
No, just the usual headaches.
The actual tension type headaches,
right.
Work headaches, things like that?
Menstrual headache, yeah.
Cyclical headaches?
Yeah.
Got it. Until a week ago.
Tuesday night. Correct.
I had a headache after soccer practice.
Coming home from soccer practice, but realizing I had menstrual cramps, and the doctor later said maybe that was related, that triggered it.
Within 24 hours later, what happened then?
At around 8:30, 9 o'clock at work, something happened at work that stressed me, trying to hold tears back, and immediately I felt the same pain come and told Eric to come pick me up immediately.
At which point you were actually taken to the hospital.
I was taken to the hospital. Security called 911, went to ER.
Gave you the diagnosis of?
Tension headaches.
Right. Then we go to our primary because something didn't really sound accurate enough about that.
Thursday, we kind of reiterated the tension headaches and to look at my own lifestyle and try to reduce some of the stress, finding me time as a working mom with 3 kids.
It's kind of a big deal.
And then getting
2 full-time jobs too.
Right.
We talked about.
And 3 active kids, and a husband. And then
big active kid.
Ordered blood work because I also have high blood pressure, and I know high cholesterol runs in the family too.
Okay. So the doc is saying possible tension headaches with some other triggers, whether it's cyclical, hormonal,
or stress,
and emotional.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
But that would be a trigger, not necessarily the underlying cause. So today we did some neurological tests. We're trying to get to the root of the underlying cause. And we discovered a couple things. I want to redocument that.
Okay.
So you passed a lot of the tests for good circulation or brain circulation from your neck to your brain. So that was good. We had a lot of neck pain though. For example, when you bend your neck forward, go ahead and do that now. What does the pain intensity get up to there?
When I was standing, it was more so. But sitting right here is not as much.
Okay. Well, we'll redo
earlier,
that test. Yeah. That was a 6 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
It was.
It was not as bad going back.
Back, yeah.
Is it less sitting as well?
Correct.
Okay.
Weird.
That is kind of weird, actually. It's okay.
Whatever
it is what it is. But when you're standing, that was a 5 out of 10.
Right.
At its worst.
I can feel that. Yep.
Okay. And then so we did some neurologics. We discovered some nystagmus. So I'm going to show that now. You're going to look straight ahead. Your accommodation is good. That's when your pupils change size when you look from near to far, far to near. Okay. Everything looks good and smooth there. Okay. When you move your eyes to the right about there, again, I'll say there, you have a nystagmus, and you feel that. What does that feel like?
A little dizziness.
It makes you a bit dizziness.
Yes.
Okay. So we talked about how your brain communicates with your body and tells you that, say, this brain wants this muscle in your hand to be nice and strong. Squeeze here, so it's nice and strong. But then we talked about how if there is another task it's being asked to do and it's struggling with that task, then it will struggle with all tasks. Okay. So when you move your eyes to the right, go ahead and do that now. Squeeze here. This blows out like there's literally no power going to it at all. Right?
Correct.
Kind of strange. Let's bring your eyes down to the right there and squeeze that. And I can already tell by your positioning. So, and just to bypass some of the other things that we didn't find, we don't need to redo those, but look up as far as you can, squeeze here, and that was the other one that was really weak. The other thing that we found was just by touching your jaw on that right side, squeeze here, this gets completely weak. The other thing that we found, if you open your mouth as wide as you can, squeeze here, then that's like nothing. Wow. I mean, that's crazy. Now bite down and squeeze. And that one's a little stronger, but still just as weak. And now just relax, look right at me, shake it out a little bit. Good, squeeze here, hold, and that's as strong as. So when you're doing all the tasks that don't affect the cranial nerves or the nerves that have been irritated, you're strong. But as soon as you get into a stress scenario that exposes and unveils those weaknesses, that's when you're breaking down, and that could trigger these cranial nerve type of headaches, which could be masked as just like a tension headache,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So, you ready to get rid of that?
Of course.
Okay, let's get to it. And
I can't be slowed down.
we got so much on our plate.
Right.
So, you have been adjusted. When was your last adjustment?
I don't even know. I'd have to look it up, but it's been years.
Gotta go back to the books. Huh?
Yeah,
Back to the film.
exactly.
Okay.
At least 5 years.
Let's go ahead and go face down then.
Okay.
So we want to be productive, but we also want to acknowledge that it's been 5 years
Yes, or so.
or so. How old's your youngest?
He's almost 8.
Okay.
He'll be 8 in
8.
September.
Because you were telling me you were getting adjusted for a history of low back hip problems
Right.
from
with him.
pregnancy. So we know at least 8 years ago. Or and
Right.
it wasn't any longer than 8 years
Yeah,
ago.
I actually think you're right there.
Okay. And we found the misalignment of the upper neck here. That one's really misaligned. That's going to disturb all right up in here. That's where the brain stem is. So that's where 10 out of the 12 cranial nerves exit the spinal cord, or the brain stem, and go to the face to control a lot of those segments, like your jaw or the sensory of your face or the eye movement. You feel all that tension up in here? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move these areas. I'm gonna stretch them and bypass the muscle and get right into the joint and move the bone. You're gonna feel a click. It's gonna be like a nice release. You get an endorphin release. It feels really good. Right there. Good. And now take a deep breath in and let it go. I know you feel that, and I feel it, and those are the ribs. So I got the thoracic spine, but there's a lot of ribs involved right there that we're gonna have to clear out as well. So I'm gonna have you take a seat at the bottom of the table. This adjustment's gonna help you oxygenate better. Interlace your fingers behind your neck. There. Relax your shoulders. Bring it all the way down and come on back. There it goes. Drop your arms down. Bring your chest up. Bring your chin up. And that was awesome. Good. Lie on your back at the top of the table. How we doing?
Okay.
Okay. It's coming. Coming on. Let your head drop. Yeah, I know. This one we're gonna get lower. This is gonna relieve a lot of the muscle tension that you've been experiencing. So let that go there. Perfect. Okay, now I want to get right on that trapezius and upper back there. Just take a couple deep breaths. We're just going to melt away all the tension. Okay, good. Let your head drop. And everything's been doing great. This is the one that we, right there, want to see the big change. Just let that drop in my hand and relax the left shoulder. Good. Beautiful. And now you're going to feel me melt away some stress right underneath it. Not the shoulders, but the occiput. It's right where the brain stem is. You doing okay there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How'd that adjustment feel?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Sore there.
Yeah. I think that you've been building up adhesions from all the bad mechanics. There's less and less space. Okay, we're gonna melt away this one other spot here. So So you feel that in my left hand, right where I just adjusted. Good. Feel the right side, much more tender.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Take a couple deep breaths.
Sorry, that was
I
just-
can't pick on you too much today. I want to go easy.
That's just natural reaction. I can't control it.
Take a couple deep breaths and just relax. Just remember that adjustment, we just took a lot of stress on the off the nervous system. And the more we can receive it, the more we can breathe and just relax and be okay with those changes. We're gonna get some dynamite changes right away. And this test will be important because remember what we talked about. If it's purely structural stress, we're gonna get massive change. If there's any issue of some bad habits that have built up or breakdown in the nerve, that means that those areas probably won't change immediately. That'll take some time to heal. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, you're gonna sit up and you're gonna get lightheaded, and it'll be a good lightheadedness. Okay, take a couple deep breaths. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit before we do those tests. I want the blood flow, the circulation to return back to normal. Yeah. Go ahead and just take a couple deep breaths like so. Just bring your head up and down. Not really stretching your neck, just mobilizing your neck. There's a rubber band that extends from your brain down to the lowest part of your back called your spinal cord, and we just want to stimulate that spinal cord, stimulate good movement and good health. Any dizziness at all? Are you floating right now? Anything like
a little
that?
floating.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little tension on this side.
Keep working it. I want you to do this until you feel reasonably close enough to back to you. Okay, like you
What's
took
that?
it, you received it. Go ahead and stand up. I'm just going to have you march in place. Okay, the first test we're going to do is just a strict mechanical test, the one that we were a 6 and a 5 out of 10
Right.
while standing.
Right.
So,
Okay.
just be honest, bring your chin down as far as you can. Pain intensity, scale of 1 to 10.
That's probably a 5, 6, right on me on this side.
Left side.
Mhm.
Go up as far as you can.
Yeah, that's not as bad.
Yeah, so that tells us something really important right there. From a mechanical standpoint, that's improved. The muscular component, the tension component, that stayed about the same.
Right.
Now let's have a seat there, and that's okay. That's just what your body is able to handle today. So now for the neurologics. So remember the tough ones. Bring your head or your eyes to the right as far as you can. Squeeze together. Hold. Okay. And what did you feel?
I feel you're not opening it as easily as earlier.
Yeah, it's starting to wake up.
Okay.
If it were if it were pure structural integrity issue, that would be perfect even immediately. So that tells us 50-50 right there.
Okay.
Bring your eyes down into the right, squeeze. Kind of the same thing. It's almost locking, perfect. Look up to the ceiling, squeeze. That one's fine. You feel the difference on that
Right.
one? Okay. Squeeze here. That one's fine. Bite down, squeeze. And that one's probably the weakest. And then open your mouth wide. Hold. Okay, let me check the TMJ now. Go ahead and lie on your back. It is not uncommon at all for a lot of jaw problems to be affecting the neck or the neck to be affected by the jaw. So I'm going to decompress the TMJ here. Go ahead and open your mouth wide. You doing okay there? And relax. Open your mouth wide. And relax. In this little spot right where it meets the neck. Now you're going to bring your jaw up into the air. Yeah, you didn't know that was there. That's it. And relax. Bring your chin forward again. And relax. Okay. Just from this position, let me make sure we're on the right track, okay? Squeeze here. No problem there. Okay, now go ahead and bite down. Squeeze. There she is. Okay, open your mouth wide and squeeze. Hold. And that one's maybe 40%, but still the weakest change of all. Okay. Have you had enough?
No, keep going.
Go ahead and sit up there.
I've had 3 babies.
Okay, drop your arm down. Let me just get...
What you need me to do?
I just wanted you to relax your arms so I can get into this anterior scalene here. Okay, now squeeze here together. Okay, open your mouth wide. Hold that. That time you didn't deviate at all. Did you feel how strong that was?
Yes.
Open your mouth wide, hold, squeeze. And it's about 50-60. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to sleep on that one. Just see how much you feel like I beat you up. Because all the work that we did, we're making changes, and sometimes change is uncomfortable.
Right.
So just listen to your body for the next 24 hours, what changes and what doesn't change.
Okay.
And then from there, you can give me some feedback. And
Okay.
from there, we can see what kind of dosage we can handle next time.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be the overnight fix because of some of
Right.
those neurological weaknesses, but that was a huge leap in the right direction.
Okay.
So, okay?
So just observe how my body's
don't
doing
do
and
any-
attention.
That's it. Yeah, like what Dr. Watley said.
Okay.
Like just sit back and listen. I think the only thing that we forgot to do there though was just to get our spine lined up, and we did that now, so
Okay.
you got a head start.
Right. I mean, I had a trip to Charlotte scheduled on Wednesday, but I took
So-
away from it. No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you'd be ready for Charlotte 100%. I'm just saying you're closer.
No, I just knew I needed to focus on me and
Okay.
to stop.
What a
from-
concept. Yeah. All right. You're ready today.
Thank you.
We'll see you at your follow-up, which
Okay.
will be in about 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.